Hi, this is Kimberly Reuter, business advisor and supply chain expert, and welcome back to my podcast and our episode of Freedom Friday with the fabulous Tiana Symmonds. So we are
Oh.
back to talk to you today about golden handcuffs.
Mm,
So Tiana, you want to tell us what those are? Because they're a little bit different than fuzzy handcuffs. So I don't want people to be confused.
Please don't be. So the golden handcuffs are basically what a company offers to keep you around. It's that shiny object at the end of the year. It's the stock options that you get to cash in on a quarterly or annual basis that if you stay, oh, Sookie, now you get this increased annual payout at the end of the year.
Yep.
Now, it also increased your tax
Yes.
requirements.
Oh, by the way.
But those are the golden handcuffs.
Yes. Yeah. And what happens is I have had golden handcuffs. Tiana, I think you may have had some golden
Oh, I've
handcuffs in the
had
past.
plenty of golden
And
handcuffs.
what that looks like is you're doing a job that you probably don't enjoy much anymore. It's not really fulfilling you. You may or may not be working with people that you enjoy, but you do it every day because you're going to get a big chunk of money.
Big chunk of money.
Yeah.
And especially coming from where we came from, like it
Big chunk.
was unexpected and like, oh, I just have to hang out here and do this and I get paid that. Fabulous.
And that is literally the conversation that happens is that you're like, okay, 6 more weeks and I'll get $200,000. But what happens is 6 weeks come, your stock vests, you get your $200,000, you probably do something expensive and stupid, and you go back. And you wait for another 12 weeks because when you and I joined, we had quarterly vesting. That didn't last very long. That went to half yearly. But
I wasn't here when it happened.
Oh, no, they switched that real quick. They figured that out. When we were all pulling in that big money, they were like, yeah, we're going to slow this down a little bit. I think they were seeing a lot of cash and out is what was happening. Like people were like, oh, sweet, bye.
But for me, it was, I wasn't able to cash out. I had school loans.
Oh, you had to pay money. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, oh, loans, done.
Oh, you were knocking
like,
out your payments. Yep.
I was knocking out my payments. I'm like, I'm not going in this life of having to pay these people back.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So these golden handcuffs keep you in this routine that isn't healthy. And almost always you leave that company and you go and get another set of golden handcuffs because the primary motivator for leaving an organization is money.
Yeah.
Not dissatisfaction, believe it or not.
Money, but some more and more these days, Kim, is showing up as the relationship or how you're treated.
Really?
Yes. There's been a major shift of people like, I am not putting up with this noise no more.
Yep.
And choosing like that just better space to be in. But unfortunately, you don't have as many golden handcuffs as they once were. So I think that's why that shift is coming.
You're right, because you don't pay out like that anymore.
No. It is. It's
That's
not.
true.
Those offerings are fewer and far in between.
Yeah, they weren't.
So folks who are making, especially leadership decisions, they're like, this is not my space. This is not for me.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. But also there's people who are learning that if I go for the extra, the grass is not always greener. So there's a lot more in the decision making because they prefer to put what they know.
Yeah.
Versus going into a place that they don't know to deal with more nonsense.
With a new environment, new boss, new everything.
The unknowns are starting to scare folks.
Fascinating.
Mhm.
How are we going to innovate?
The only way to innovate is like this is what I tell my clients, like, it's just as critical for you to interview the company
Oh, yeah.
as it is for them to interview you,
Yeah.
and not be afraid of asking the hard questions
Yeah.
to really know if that's the space for you, for that growth, for that innovation, and for the values that you expect for yourself. Are
Yep.
they actually are those values not just what's on paper,
Yep.
but what's actually lived out in the environment?
Yeah. So this is really good insight in how to avoid the golden handcuffs
That
by not chasing just money. And there are people still out there who do it. And if you are doing it and you're just out there trying
Mhm,
to get your nut, go. Like everybody's got to make their money. Like I don't want to hold anybody back from that
mhm.
or imply that if
Yeah,
that's what you're doing, that you're somehow doing it wrong. But what we want you to be aware of is when you get in that golden handcuff situation, to know that you're in that golden handcuff situation because a lot of us don't know.
but it's knowing so that you can choose whether and when you wanna get out.
Yes.
Like, make sure it's by design, not
Yes.
by default.
Yes. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Because once you know and you're like,
Mhm,
I'm doing this because I am solely doing this because I want to pay off my student loans. I want to pay off my house. I have a purpose for doing this. That's a little
mhm.
bit different
Yep.
because you're doing it, you're going through the grind to try to make something happen.
It's
Golden
a plan.
handcuffs is when you're just doing it because you can't possibly leave the money behind.
And that is especially when you're like, for me, that's especially when you're just coming out of school
Yep.
or you right, you have made this new transition into this new type of career.
Yep.
Like, that is something for sure. Please be aware of.
Be aware of it.
Yeah.
Because it creates a cycle for you. And Tiana and I have talked about financial freedom, and this is closely related to this. Because once you
Mhm.
get the golden handcuffs, what happens is that you start spending more money
Yeah.
because you have more money.
Yes.
And if you are in a golden handcuff situation, you're probably a little bit unhappy. And retail therapy, there's nothing quite like it. So you create, and Tiana and I talked about this in financial freedom, is you create the cycle of I'm stuck in these golden handcuffs because I have
Mhm.
created a lifestyle that cannot be supported without them.
Yes. Did I tell you the story? Did I oh, that retail therapy.
Oh, please
So,
tell me.
during my Amazon years, one day I was at Lane Bryant getting my new fits
Yeah,
because that I stayed up and
we
my
did.
closet
I
was on
think I
rotation.
think you and I were probably the only people who actually dressed for the office.
Correct.
Okay.
That's what
We're
we
raised
we were told raised that way, and then there were people showing up in biker shorts, like, "Who are you?
pajama
Where are you?
bottoms.
Come on, that part." Um, so here we are, I'm at Lane Bryant making my purchase, and I, hand over my little credit card, here we go, and the lady's like, "Oh, it's you." I'm like, "Okay, did something happen?" First of all, I'm like, "Uh-oh, what
Oh,
happened?"
shit.
Right?
That's our first
Then
reaction.
she's
Anytime somebody recognizes me, I'm like, "Oh, no."
and then you recognized me because you read my name on my card. Like, so for me, there's something happening here. Here we go. She goes, "You are one of our top 50 shoppers."
For the store?
That was what I asked. I said, "The store?" She said, "No." I said, "For the state?" "No, for the country."
Holy shit.
I said, "Well, can you go ahead and give that back to me real quick?" And she's like, "What?" I said, "Mm-mm, no,
Mm.
thank you. I'm not buying this today." And I walked out the door. I will tell you right now, I barely shop for clothes anymore. That was my turning point of what on God's green earth have I been doing that I am in the top 50 shoppers to this brand in the country. No longer required. Thank you very much. Wake up call that quick.
Yeah.
No, but that's because I had it. The golden handcuffs
Handcuffs.
allowed for me to get the things I didn't need.
Need. For me, it was so we both had our retail therapy moments. For me, it was what I worked at Nordstrom for 4 years. Um, I'm almost a little embarrassed to say this.
Same.
I put minimum in my retirement, minimum. Okay. Like whatever they would match, right?
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
some. I've always been a big retirement.
Mhm.
I mean, I do save
Yep.
for retirement, but I would say what would they I would put in well, actually I put in my maximum for 1K, what they would match. But okay, so
Yeah.
that aside, I spent every last penny every month and I was making good fucking money.
Yes. Yes.
Good money.
Yes.
After
Yes.
all that was taken out, and I don't live house-wise in an expensive situation and have car payments. So every single dollar, almost every single dollar I was making was going right back to Nordstrom. Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
When I
Mhm.
figured that out, I was like, "I gotta go." I quit my
Mhm.
job. I had to quit my job. I was like, "I will never get anywhere working here."
No. Did you have a discount?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Well, then duh.
That was
Like
the
that was
problem.
I guess you know what? That was one of my appreciations about Amazon was that we
They
didn't get a
didn't give us
discount.
anything.
We didn't even get Prime for free. Like we
Got 10% up to $100.
we didn't once again, we didn't get anything.
It was like, why even bother? Like, you could have 10% off $1,000. That was it. That was it.
That was it.
No, they didn't give
But
us
it
anything for
forced you to
Prime.
constantly focus on the customer,
Yeah,
right?
that was the whole
But
point.
that was so
No. So this is how golden handcuffs show up. So any of you out there who this is resonating with you, like check your wrists. You might have some golden handcuffs on. But I was unhappy in my job. I wasn't fulfilled. I also
Mhm,
had an
mhm.
extremely stressful job because I was kind of an advisor to the executive and a change leaders, and it was a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Um, but I was always getting this, but I was also at the same time I had this really weird experience where I was being told, "You're amazing, we love you, you're doing such a great job." And then they'd be like, "But we need you to be nicer." Right. Yeah. So it was so yeah, retail
That
therapy was getting me through that.
I fully get it. Fully get it. It's when I moved to after Amazon and when I moved to GE, let me tell you, Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Yes, that's where I lived for a very short period of my life. Every store was going out of business. You have to understand, I had a partnership with the local Pier 1 that I would go to other Pier 1s around, identify the the item number that I really wanted, take it back to my local store and say, "When you get this in,
Please call me.
call me." And they called me.
Oh, yeah, how they do.
Now, I will be getting it 60 to 90% off. I literally had a whole Pier 1 store because I was unhappy in my job. I literally
Oh my god. You created your own personal Pier 1 store.
I sure
Holy
did.
shit. I thought my general store, garage was big, like, because I bought everything in bulk. So, I had cleaners, I had everything. You could shop in my garage if you wanted. Wow.
You can literally walk around my house and go shopping.
That's incredible.
But they were and then there was a bookstore that went out of business. Like, I was buying paperbacks for $1 and hardcovers for $2. Like, so I had books. I had a library.
Yeah. This was all
Things
this
I did not need
need.
at all
No,
because I could.
I
And
know.
that and when you are in a life where you can and did not have the training of how, there's so much that you learn. sometimes the hard way, sometimes being celebrated as the top 50. But you learn, you learn what not to do. So we're telling you what not to do.
Don't do this.
Please hear us. Don't do this. It was fun, but I
Right.
don't have a lick of that stuff anymore because it costs more to move it than it was to have it. So
Girl, I shipped 15 bags of shoes when I moved cross country. The movers even made a comment about it.
I refused. I came to a place and it was in Seattle. I got rid of just about everything before I left Seattle.
Yeah, you were in a mode when you left Seattle. I remember that.
There was a massive shift. So
You were in a
Seattle was
big mode. Catalyst.
that 50,000, that 50, the top 50
Yeah.
really put a, oh, no.
It's a catalyst for you.
It
And a
was
lot of while we were doing this,
Mhm.
it's because we didn't have a lot of control. And shopping is a form of taking control back. So any of you out there who are struggling with the retail therapy, that's what's going on. And so it's a way to kind of control. There's also a little dopamine hit. But again, these were just results of us being in a situation where we were getting paid a lot of money to do something that wasn't really making us happy. And we were using that money to try to buy happiness.
Yeah. Here's the part. That's the sad part. There may have been a level of happiness, but I actually had so much fun doing the crazy things we were doing.
I know.
So there was, I want to be clear for you all. There was definitely a joy in the change and the creativity and the things that we were developing in our careers
Yeah.
that by far have had just the most major impacts
Mhm.
on who we are and how we show up in our work.
Mhm.
But this was the deeper inside.
Yes.
This was the joy of even at home. There's a combination of home. There's
Yep.
a combination of, is this really what I want to do?
Yeah.
And the next piece of it is the constant competition of, this is what we had planned for. This is what our families planned for us. This is what the world says that we should progress, how we should progress in our career to what is really in our heart,
To
what
what
is in our
end?
core,
Yeah.
to what that part.
That's my
Yes.
part. Like, I'm like, to what end? And we've seen it. How many times have we seen in the generations ahead of us that they work and work and work and work and we're pretty just miserable, in their jobs, not totally very,
Tired.
yeah. And then nothing.
Gone. Yeah. Yep. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they did
I
all
think
that for nothing.
I think that's the shift in our generation
Yeah.
where we're at this precipice. I'm trying to use these words that I can't say. We're at this shift of, we did all the things, and now what the younger generations, what I was sharing earlier, what the younger generations have started to figure out
Yeah.
is like, I don't know how to do that.
I don't need to do that.
We're now like, why?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't got to do that anymore. We're at that
The
shift.
shift for our generation was that, so the previous generations before us did the 20-year gold watch thing. They worked for the same company. Back then, a government job, you had to get the government job was the thing because they didn't do a lot of layoffs. It's all shifted, obviously. And it's no longer the safe haven it was. But you worked for the same company your entire life. Like, that's it. Like, you got the watch, you got the retirement. Like, that's what happened. Our generation, Generation X, was one of the first generations to move around. We were like 2 to 4 years in a company. We're like, no. And the previous generations were like, we can't hire these wild ones. They're all over the place. They don't know what they want. They're just jumping all from company to company. But that's how we operated because when we were coming up in the world, there was so much innovation. There was so much changing. There was so much growth. When you and I were coming up in Seattle alone, we had Amazon, Microsoft,
Nordstrom,
Expedia,
Starbucks,
Expedia, Facebook put an office in Amazon, Google put an not in Amazon, but in Seattle. Google put an office in Seattle.
Yes.
So you could work anywhere.
Exactly. Exactly. It became a mecca.
It did. It really did. And people
And it
started
was
doing the little path, right? It would be
Yep,
Amazon to Microsoft to Expedia or Amazon Expedia. There became some real cow paths through within those.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And all companies that were doing things that had never been done before.
Yes. And that's why we jumped because it was, I can do something over here that's even more innovative than I was doing over here. And 9 times out of 10, they're also going to pay you even more money than you were already making.
And those were the golden handcuffs companies,
Yes.
because which is very different than the hardcore I've been around 100-year companies.
Mm-mm,
You don't
mm-mm, mm-mm.
So with that experience, and I see why you said innovation up front, like that experience and being in that environment, that's all it was. So
Mhm.
they were doing everything possible to hold on to you for as long as
As
possible.
possible. Because
Handcuffs.
they
Hand,
knew that the other company right down the road was just going to offer you $100,000 more and you were going to
yep,
go. And not
yep.
only were they going to give you $100,000 more, they probably had masseuses or some shit that Amazon wasn't doing for you, right? Like lunch, some nice thing.
Yes.
And you're like,
Yes.
hell yeah, I'll take $100,000 and a free massage a week. Bye,
With the company discount, I can go shopping for less.
girl. Oh, and say, all right, before we sign off, we're probably going to have to we should just do a whole theory on retail therapy. But anyway, let me let y'all in on a little secret. When a company offers you a discount on product, they are making you their billboard.
That part. Oh
It's
my gosh, you're their uniform.
You
Yes.
are their free marketing. So it's
Tell the
not
truth.
really a discount. Just remember that. Just remember that.
This is genius in action, folks. Genius in action.
I can't tell you how many millions of dollars I sold for Nordstrom strutting up and down Seattle. That's all I'm going to say about it. Oh, I love your outfit. Oh, thank you. I got it at Nordstrom. There we go. The
Here it
discount is
is.
not actually free. That's what you have to know.
No,
Mm-mm,
no, it's not.
mm-mm.
I love that. Love,
Mhm.
take that. Listen, folks,
Listen.
hold on to that. Hold on to it.
All right, Tiana, thank you as always. We will be back again next week with another topic that we just come up with off the top of our head.
Because that's what we
That's what we
do.
do.
And we have fun doing it.
Thank you.